Most days I sip my coffee, scold my knees, and watch sparrows shoplift from the feeder. Then Danny came by and said he'd inherited a house. Straight like that. Granddad, a lawyer called. There's a deed in my name. Bless that boy for not wasting words. I always figured an inheritance would bring joy, not a chill. But this place, our place, held a truth so disturbing it rewrote our family story. And here's the kicker. What if the home you inherit holds a secret so deep it asks for something back? That's where we were headed, one creak, one shadow at a time. The house sat past town where pavement gets forgetful. 2 stories, paint losing its fight, roof praying for help. From a distance, ordinary. Up close, odd. One window boarded from the inside, and a coppery smell in the air, like pennies warmed by the sun. Inside looked lived in and paused. Family photos with faces neatly cropped out. Wallpaper leafing off in curls. A clock ticking perfect with no battery. We found a locked door under the stairs. The air cooler there, like a mood. Folks called Cousin Mabel eccentric. Lived here 50 years without spending a single night away. Home is the anchor, she used to say. Don't tug the chain. Never liked how that sounded. Upstairs, 2 bedrooms and a roll-top desk tied with fresh twine. Inside, ledgers, letters that never went anywhere. And under a false bottom, a brass key, a hand-drawn map of the property, and a leather journal with a fern pressed on the first page. First entry, 1979. The chain is set. This house is the anchor. I will not leave. Before we go any deeper, tell me your city and what time it is there right now. Drop it in the comments. It does my old heart good to see what corner of the world is listening and when. And if you dig stories about family secrets, eerie houses, and slow burn mysteries, consider subscribing to Tailbox US. We share moments that remind us the past never stays put, and truth has a way of knocking from inside the walls. That brass key fit the understairs door like a handshake. The crawl space was a low tunnel of packed earth with old timbers. A bulb lit like it still remembered us. We found a chamber, 3 shelves with pressed leaves, a wooden trunk, and an iron ring set in the floor. The map's impossible square lined up with that ring. The trunk held letters tied in blue ribbon, a photo album, and a wrapped parcel, heavy as guilt. The album, every picture had the faces cut out, neat ovals, precise. Church picnics, family reunions, holes where the people should have been. The parcel contained a pew wood box burned with one word, return. Inside, more cut-out faces, stacked like playing cards, and a letter to the youngest when the chain lands. That meant Danny. We crowbarred the ring up. A hatch, a ladder, a room below where no room ought to be. Concrete walls, a steel file cabinet, a window-sized mirror that didn't reflect, and a reel-to-reel tape machine with a tiny red light like patience. Files were labeled by year. On the table, a reel marked March 13th, 1979. Chain set. We threaded it and pressed play.
Archival voicey. Archival voice. Mabel, calm. If you're hearing this, I'm likely dead, and the chain I set has pulled you to the anchor. Back in '49, when the dam rerouted the creek, our family kept safe what the water wanted. We built this room, we set the mirror, we recorded the voices of those who came calling. We paid the price. On the tape, 3 slow knocks, then another voice, distant, like rain spoken. Is anyone there? The mirror, not so much as a pond in a dream, fogged from its own side. Mabel said the water wanted names and faces. Our people traded shapes of faces without names to keep the names in the world. She cut every face from every photo, pasted them in a ledger with a pressed leaf beside each, and the knocks would hush. Strange math, but down there I believed it. The box said, "Return." So we did. I held an oval face to the mirror. It slid through like pushing paper into a slow stream. The fog thinned. A crowd sound rose from the other side, sad and glad both. We fed them faces, one by one. 47. Then the voice said, almost polite, "One more."
Mabel's letter had a postscript. If they ask for one more, offer a fresh photo on paper or a confession spoken true. No printer handy, and the mirror didn't care for screens, so I went first. I told my daughter her mama's ring was stolen. I sold it to pay a debt in '98. I was proud and scared and wrong. The mirror drank it. The room warmed. "Held," the voice said. Danny put his hand on the table. "I kept from you that the night Nana died, I was supposed to sit with her. I went out instead. Phone wasn't dead. I'm sorry." The fog cleared. "Held," the voice said again. And just like that, the weight shifted from taking faces to taking truth. We locked up and read the rest of Mabel's journal. Later entries felt softer. She believed leaving would yank someone younger into the chain. So she stayed, stubborn as river rock. Maybe she saved us. Maybe she just stalled the bill. Either way, she loved this place in a hard, holy way. We called a county historian, not the sheriff. Hard to explain a room that takes faces but keeps promises. She told us about a 1949 sinkhole that swallowed 3 headstones by the chapel when the creek was pushed. Folks claimed the well whispered names on dry summers. "Sometimes we pay for water we steal," she said. She didn't know how right she was. Sell? Rent? Burn it and plead dumb. Tempting, sure, but quitting on a first bad smell ain't our style. We figured a new deal. Make truth the payment, not people. Every March 13th we'd meet, speak out loud what's heavy, and let the room hold it. No names to the mirror. No more cutting the living out of their own history. We went back down. "Have you come to pay?" the voice asked. "We've come to renegotiate," I said. Dumb courage, best kind. Offered yearly confessions instead of faces. The mirror waited, then answered. "Truth is heavier. You will need many. You will keep the leaves." "Deal," I said. The penny smell eased to wet stone after rain. So now every March 13th, folks gather. Family, neighbors, a few friends who hear things they can't set down alone. We stand in that room, say what we've hid from our own blood, and leave a pressed leaf in a jar for each voice. The knocks come gentler, not hungry, just checking attendance. Danny fixed the porch and the roof, left one board across that odd window, calls it the reminder. He reads up on water tables and ghost theories for fun. When he talks about the house, he says we. That's how you know the chain changed shape, more circle than leash. We told the family, room split 3 ways, sell, sanctify, or stop talking. My sister June, honest in both ears, said, "We've always been holding something together. Now we know its name." That settled the dust enough to breathe. We shared what wouldn't hurt folks, Jars of leaves, a copy of the map, the story of the sinkhole. We did not parade the mirror. The historian wrote careful words about ritual catharsis around hydrological change. The pastor blessed the ground. The lawyer sent a bill. America, baby. Do I know what's behind the mirror? My hunch? Memory with a current. Water remembers the path we forced it to forget, and it asked to be paid back in faces until we taught it a better currency. Could be I'm dressing a ghost in science clothes. Either way, the room runs on truth now. That'll do. So what would you do with a house like this? Keep it, sell it, or level it and say a prayer? Tell me in the comments, and tell me your city and your local time right now. I like seeing the map in my head light up, midnights and mornings listening together. If stories like this, family secrets, eerie rooms, the quiet American weird, speak to you, consider subscribing to Tailbox US. We share moments that say the past sticks around, but courage can shape what comes next. I'm back on my porch now, wind in the trees, neighbor's dog barking at nothing useful. My grandson inherited a mess that turned out to be a kind of altar. We traded faces for truth and found a way forward. If you come by, I'll pour you a coffee that tastes like time and show you where the map didn't match the ground and where it finally did. That part's on the house. So's the truth.